let's take a look today at what your next partner will be like. We'll, the Two of Cups, we will look at their, maybe what they look like, their physical kind of appearance, attributes, style. We'll look at their career maybe, or their interests, what they like to do, their hobbies maybe. And we will also look at where they live, or where they would potentially like to live, possibly. And we'll see what comes out. Okay, so there's pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3. So just take a moment, see which pile you're drawn to, which card you're drawn to. If you're drawn to more than one, that's fine. You're welcome to look at more than one pile. Might be an extra message in there for you, and I'll see you in your pile. Pile 1, if you were drawn to the first card out, this is your pile. For the overall energy of your future partner, we've got the Four of Pentacles. So quite possibly someone who's fairly careful, stable, maybe sort of a little bit, not shy necessarily, but maybe holds back a little bit. I think for today we'll pull 3 columns. So we'll do physical attributes, kind of what they look like, what their style is. Then we'll have a look at maybe their career, how they earn their income, or what they enjoy, hobbies, interests. And then we will have a look at where they live, or possibly where they like to live in the future. So pile 1, tell us about pile 1's person, next person, about how they look. So we've got the Four of Pentacles again. Okay, and the Six of Pentacles. So Pentacles tend to be someone who is maybe olivey skinned, olive skinned, not sort of very pale, so quite possibly darker hair, maybe a dark brown or black type of hair. We'll look a bit more at that in a moment. So we're going to look at career, or hobbies, interests of this person. Tell us about pile 1's future partner's interests, hobbies, career. Okay, so we've got the Seven of Wands and the Judgment card. So the Seven of Wands, possibly someone who is interested in wellness, in kind of looking after their body, looking after their soul, you know, making sure that, I'm kind of getting squeaky clean here, but yeah, just making sure that things are aligned. Okay, looks like the same person. Okay, and here, where do they currently live? Where do they live? Possibly where they'd like to live, but let's have a look at where they live currently. What kind of area? Is it urban or rural? Or is it coastal? Inland? Hot? Cold? Let's see, where does this person live currently? Whoops. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Cups. I mean, I'm kind of almost getting that this person could even live in some kind of community or some kind of shared space. And the King of Wands. So somewhere probably hot, I feel, with this King of Wands. But as I say, quite a communal kind of feel I'm getting from that Ace of Hearts. Ace of Heart, Ace of Cups. So let's pull some more. Okay, so tell us about pile 1's person, about their looks, maybe what stands out, or what their style is. Pile 1, what does their person, their future person, look like? Looks, style. Okay, so we have the Ten of Wands. So I'm kind of getting, and the Moon. So someone who is strong. This chap is obviously quite strong, carrying all these wands. he's kind of a hard worker. So quite possibly someone who is physically fit. They possibly, with this moon, are fitter than they may appear outside, stronger. So whether that is because they're sort of energetic and lean, or whether it is just because, I mean, this guy, he's not looking super slim, so somehow they look a bit stronger, I think, or are a bit stronger than they might come off. I mean, it is possible with that Ten of Wands that they are someone who's pretty energetic and spends time, I don't know, I'm getting yoga especially because of that lady, but someone who is flexible and stronger, better stamina than they may come off initially. The Eight of Pentacles, I think they work on it. I think they're definitely, with that Ten of Wands, I'm kind of moving into this pile already, but with that Ten of Wands, I think they are somebody who works on their physicality, on their strength, on their endurance. But I think maybe you wouldn't necessarily know it from their style. I think maybe they kind of maybe were dressed in their sort of what do you call it, where you've got old clothes that you paint in and stuff like that. They might be someone who tends to be more relaxed in their style, I think. So maybe with baggy clothes, so that you wouldn't necessarily notice how in shape they are. Okay, let's see. So what does this person like to do? I'm definitely getting that they are someone who maybe yoga or some other kind of thing that they almost find a spiritual connection with. I mean, it could be a martial art with all of these wands in that Seven of Wands, that something that they have to focus on. So I think it is someone who's active with that Ten of Wands and the Seven of Wands. So tell us more about this person's career or hobbies. I mean, it could be they're a yoga instructor or a martial arts instructor, gym instructor, someone who takes charge. So we've got the Two of Swords, the Devil, and the Nine of Cups. I mean, I could quite literally read that as somebody who leads some kind of rehabilitation group. So maybe, with this Two of Swords, for people who are kind of looking for their way, have lost their way a little bit, possibly with this Devil have some addictions or some habits that aren't necessarily healthy, and with this Nine of Cups, I mean, Cups, that can be a barman with all of his alcohol there, so it could even be someone who it's possibly someone who has quit alcohol and is sort of moving ahead, battling it off by focusing on this sort of physical regime they have, spiritual, physical kind of regime, or it's someone who helps other people with that judgment, helps other people to get on top of addictions of some description. Okay, so yeah, either someone who, as I say, is overcoming or has overcome something themselves, put the work in, or someone who helps others overcome that. Okay, so where do they live? This Ace of Cups and this King of Wands. I mean, I'm definitely getting hot from him, somewhere warm, possibly. It might be that they're in another country at the moment, if you don't live somewhere warm. But I think that Ace of Cups, I am getting kind of a community feel. And he looks like he's in the middle of a desert in a remote kind of area. He's had to get his torch. Possibly they're a bit off-grid, that kind of vibe maybe. But let's clarify. So tell us, part one, where their next romantic partner lives. Possibly where they'd like to live in the future. But we'll try and get where they are now. Whoops. Just saw the sun peeking out there, but let's see. Oopsie. And they want the floor. Just a moment. Okay. So we have the Nine of Wands, gated community, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. So, I mean, again, he's kind of in the countryside behind these wands, which kind of brings to mind maybe a community of similar people. Off-grid, I'm definitely getting someone who lives maybe a bit remotely or a bit differently. With this Nine of Pentacles, it's almost the vibe of someone who is kind of self-sufficient. As I say, maybe someone off-grid or a long way from a shop. I mean, she's got these sort of warm-looking hills in the background. He's got some greenery there, but I mean, he's standing on, I don't know, sand or somewhere, sort of blue sky. And with this Ace of Swords, I think it's quite possibly something that is, different, different kind of lifestyle. So not probably someone who lives in a city or a sort of urban area. I think they're a little bit more wild, I want to say, with him. So I think it could well be someone who's got a bit of an alternative lifestyle, quite possibly, but not by themselves. I don't get that they're by themselves. I get that they're with other people. Okay, and maybe something with that Ace of Swords about kind of learning how to kind of grow stuff or look after yourself. You know, out there you could survive. I think those are mountains rather than sea, but I'm kind of getting the feeling that, you know, they've got the knowledge to survive, to kind of feed themselves. So be independent. Someone who is not dependent on, you know, shops and things maybe as much as a lot of us are. Good. Pile 1. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Pile 2. If you chose the second card, this is your pile. Let's see the overall energy of your next love, your future relationship, the Emperor. So somebody who is definitely quite resourceful, definitely got some authority about them for sure. Okay, let's just pull, I think we'll pull physical attributes, what they look like maybe, what their style is, and then we'll pull on their career or their hobbies, sort of what interests they have, and then we'll have a look at maybe where they live, or where they would aspire to live. Okay, so we'll just pull a couple of cards for each, and then we'll clarify with a different deck. So tell us for pile 2, physical attributes. I'm going to take her because she seems to want to come out. The Queen of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. So this is definitely someone who is attractive, stable, wealthy. I know wealth isn't a physical attribute. Well, it sort of is, but with that Emperor, good. So let's see more about sort of how they spend their time, what takes their focus, work or interests, hobbies. So we got the Two of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. So quite possibly someone who got that in my hand, Five of Swords as well. So quite possibly someone who likes to travel. I'm getting with that Two of Wands and this sort of Five of Pentacles, someone who isn't sort of afraid of an adventure type holiday, or, you know, kind of just getting on a plane and seeing where they end up. I think they're quite able to take care of themselves out and about in the world. I don't think they have any sort of fears of just kind of following their feet, following their hearts. So I would say it might be that they travel for work, but or it could just be a leisure thing, possibly both. So I think, yeah, maybe with that Five of Swords there, maybe they do travel for their work, or they can travel while working. Perhaps they work remotely or have some other form of business, investments or whatnot. Okay, so where do they live currently? Pile 2, tell us about their future person. He's on the floor. We've got the Magician and the Nine of Wands. So I think quite possibly with that Magician there and this Nine of Wands, they possibly have more than one home, or maybe they're in the process of moving, but yeah, I would say it's probably somewhere very secure, possibly like a gated type community thing. We don't really have them so much in this country, but I mean, they may live Africa, they may live America, it's quite warm looking there, and quite a lot of greenery. Things are growing, so could be anywhere, but I don't think it's sort of a desert. I think it's probably somewhere a little bit more fertile. Okay, so let's see. Tell us more about this emperor, this very attractive, wealthy, stable person. I definitely would like to know more about him, her. Okay, tell us more about their sort of physical looks, about their physical attributes maybe, or their style. I'd say they're very well dressed, someone who, takes care or puts themselves together quite well. Tell us more about this future romantic person. Six of Pentacles in reverse. We'll take it that way. There's Ten of Pentacles again, and the Eight of Pentacles. So I think with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, it is someone who wears sort of fairly maybe unique clothes or kind of high-end clothes with this Ten of Pentacles. Even though he's fairly casual, they're probably, designer jeans, designer shirt, and I think they probably have to present themselves quite well for their work with this Eight of Pentacles here. I think it maybe is quite important for their work that they turn themselves out well. In terms of appearance, I'd say, because we're pretty heavy pentacle based here, they're possibly slightly darker hair, maybe kind of maybe brown eyes or hazily type eyes. Ones can mean blue eyes, so I mean it could be that they do have some prominent attractive feature, so it could be that they've got sort of dark hair and blue eyes and they're quite striking, or it could be that they've just got really nice hair, or they've got some physical feature which is quite striking, quite appealing, makes them stand out, as well as sort of them being dressed nicely, smartly, expensively, quite possibly. Okay, so tell us more about this person, where their focus is, whether it's their work or their hobbies, their interests. Pile 2, tell us more about their future person, this Emperor. Tell us more, Pile 2. Okay, so we've got the Two of Pentacles, the Death or Rebirth card, and the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, I mean, I'm sort of getting the vibe there that, especially on top of this Two of Wands and these two fives, they like to travel, they like sort of change, they kind of, might pack up last minute, I'm almost getting, and just take off. With this Two of Pentacles, this Death card again, and this Ace of Pentacles, I'm kind of getting that maybe they like skiing or something a little bit extreme, or kind of just out in the wilderness maybe. I don't think they necessarily would go on a city break. I think they're someone that likes to experience new things, so they quite possibly do travel, are quite well travelled, and I think they just take it all in their stride, and they like the change. They like having a change of scenery quite regularly, going to places that they don't know. They're not the kind of person that would go back to the same holiday destination year after year. They're someone who wants to go somewhere completely different. Good. Part 2. They sound quite a nice person, exciting, got quite a lot of stature about them, quite a lot of, I don't know what the word is, I'll try and think of it. Okay, so where do they live? With this Magician, again, I'm kind of getting that prone to just go and buy a house somewhere or just move. I don't think they're held back by physical boundaries with that Nine of Wands there on top of the Magician. So let's see if we can get some more information, maybe about where they are at the moment, this very moment. I mean, free will changes everything, right? But let's see. Tell us more about Pile 2's person, where they might be, where they live, environment maybe that they live in. What kind of environment is it? Whoops. Okay, that's a lot, but yeah, basically this Emperor with this Wheel of Fortune, they could live anywhere. They do, I think they change and move a lot. So maybe they've got more than one home, and they sort of spend some months here, some months there. Nine of Pentacles, I think, yeah, they just go and choose different places to go and live in. With the Two of Swords, I don't think they think too much about it with this Page of Wands on top of that. I think they just kind of up and go whenever they fancy. So quite possibly they can work remotely, or their work doesn't necessarily involve being in a single place, going to a single place of work every day, because I think they do have a lot of freedom. And I don't think, they're not sort of held back. They're not someone who takes a long time planning a trip or thinking about a holiday next year. I think they just kind of up and go with this Page of Wands. So, very nice lifestyle, I believe, if you like travelling. Some people prefer to be at home. But I think this person is definitely up for the adventure, off the beaten track kind of adventures. Pile 2. I hope that resonated. Looking forward to meeting him for sure, or her. Let me know when this person rocks up, how it goes, and I will see you next time. Pile 3. If you chose the third card, this is your pile. So the overall energy of your next partner is Temperance. Very nice. Someone who's kind of tranquil, patient. Good. Let's pull 3 cards, or well, actually we might pull 6, but we'll see. So I think we'll pull physical attributes, sort of what this person looks like, what their style is, and then we'll have a look at their sort of what takes their focus, so maybe their career or their hobbies or interests, and then we'll have a look at where they live, possibly where they currently live, possibly where they'd like to live, but I think we'll try and look at where they currently live, because of course free will can change all things. Okay, so we'll pull a couple of cards for each column and then we'll clarify in a different deck. So physical attributes or style, anything for pile 3. Whoops, about this person. Strength. She's got quite a striking face, I would say. King of Wands, so definitely someone who is strong presence. She's also got a lamb he's got a lion. So I think it's someone who is, you know, I was going to say meek, but or may appear to be meek, but I think they're pretty fierce inside. They've definitely got a lot of strength, but they may not sort of, they're not someone who bowls in brashly, but they're someone who is, got different facets to their character. That lamb and that lion and that temperance. Nice. Okay. So tell us about this person's focus. What takes their focus? Their career, their hobbies, interests. Pile 3. Tell us about Pile 3's future relationship person. Tell us. Okay. So we've got the King of Pentacles. He's looking pretty chill. Could be just sitting there reading a book. We've got the 8 of Wands and the 6 of Wands. So quite possibly, I think they enjoy their work. It looks like it. I mean, it might be in finances. This guy's kind of giving me the work from home vibe as well, with his doggy there. He's looking pretty relaxed. This 8 of Wands, I think, it could be, investments or something to do with finances maybe, but possibly work from home, possibly not, possibly they just like their office. And I think they're very good at it. I think they put a lot of energy into it, but with the 6 of Wands, this 8 of Wands and the 6 of Wands, I think they're very good at what they do. Looks like that's their sort of passion and their profession. Okay, and let's have a look at sort of where they live, what environment, what their house is like maybe, what country. Just give us some info. Pile 3. Pile 3's future person, the world. So they live in the world. Yes, well, that's quite convenient, I imagine. And the Tower. Ooh. So quite possibly they are about to move with this world and this Tower, but we'll clarify and we'll have a look in a minute. Okay, let's pull some clarifiers. So tell us more about this strong person that's also got this kind of gentler side. It's very patient. Even that King of Pentacles looks laid back, so they've got passion and strength, fire, but I think obviously strength with the Strength card, but I think they've also got a very sort of temperate side to their character. Okay, that's sort of wanted to look. The Ace of Cups, so yeah, that's probably how you'll feel about them. Whoops, okay, Pile 3. So we have Strength card again. I love it. Oh man. The 4 of Swords. So yeah, that kind of calm inner peace kind of a feeling. They don't stress about things, I don't think. But even this Temperance card has that orangey, whatever that is. So, it's not that they lack passion. I think they're just very together, balanced. And the Knave of Swords, so that is the Page of Swords. So I think quite possibly they are someone who's sharp-witted, very sharp-witted. He's got this key with a diamond thing dangling from his mouth, so I think they definitely are, sharp-witted, quick comments, not stupid comments, intelligent conversation is what I'm probably trying to say. And he's sitting on a door handle, so I think they're the way they talk kind of opens doors for them in certain places. With the Swords, I would say that they're quite possibly someone who's maybe on the fairer side, maybe sort of blonder hair, paler hair, maybe light brown, but with possibly, he looks like he's got blue eyes. she's got two different colour eyes. So I would say quite possibly someone who's sort of, you know, on the lighter side, maybe not dark, but someone who probably quite slim with these swords, or athletic-y kind of frame. You know, I don't think... Oh, hello, Susan. I don't think they let themselves go, or, you know, I think they're probably quite tall, maybe a bit angular looking face with distinctive eyes. I mean, their eyes could be maybe even that kind of, I don't know, what's that, hazily or grey colour. But yeah, so I think they're definitely someone who's quite striking physically, attractive, maybe nice, excuse me, nice thick hair with that wolfy fur there. Good, sound quite handsome, but definitely their vibe, their style is kind of understated almost. You know, there's so much strength in there, but it's not that they come off all sort of alpha. I think they're someone who's understated, but they got the goods to back it up. So this King of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, 6 of Wands, I think they are good at what they do, quite possibly work in finance, or, you know, investments, or something that looks towards longer term, towards the future, to sort of, either they are looking towards the future to protect their own sort of future, or that's what they help other people do, maybe. Okay, so tell us more about what pile three's future person spends their time doing. The Chariot, Unicorn, the 8 of Cups, and the 7 of Wands. So I think, I mean, it could be even, Chariot's a bit literal, but I mean, it could be that, you know, they run a car dealership, high end, I think, probably, with that King of Pentacles. But I think what they do, it's quite a unique skill, or career, or activity, which I think they maybe do get taken away from home with it, with this 8 of Cups. So possibly they do travel to work. And this 7 of Wands, I think they are just very good at it. And I think they, you know, 7 of Wands is someone that is able to fight off competition, standing there with their big wands, or their big wand in the Rider-Waite. So I think it is someone that stands out in their field, in their profession. I think they're someone who's very successful, and I think they're in demand a lot with this 8 of Cups. They might have to, you know, they probably have to turn down work, so they might have to fly off, do different projects here and there, because I think they've definitely, those big blue eyes, they've definitely got a skill for what they do, whatever it might be. Good, okay. And then finally, with this World and this Tower, I think we'll have a look at where they live. I mean, I'm also kind of getting this vibe that maybe they are sort of planning their retirement home, or where they would like to sort of settle, come down to earth, roost, as it were. Okay, tell us more. Pile three's future person. It's too quick. Tell us more. Pile three's future person, about where they live currently, maybe, or where they'd like to live, possibly. Okay, tell us more. Pile three's future person. Okay, so we have, 9 of Pentacles, Justice card, and the 3 of Pentacles. So yeah, they are definitely, well, definitely, I would say that suggests that they're working on their perfect place. The 9 of Pentacles is that, the Rider-Waite is that lady being in the garden with her bird, and, you know, nice plants around her. So I think they're sort of almost there with that Pandora's box looking thing, and that key. Well, it does actually say Pandora, and that key with them sitting on top of it, almost ready to build. Maybe they're going to build, or in their process of building, maybe even renovating with that world and that tower. So yeah, they're either renovating somewhere to suit them, to be their kind of dream home, or they are building somewhere completely new. So yeah, I mean, with that King of Pentacles, this person is definitely looking towards the future and their future happiness, and I think they are good at what they do. So I think they're kind of investing it wisely in their future. Well, I mean, some people may not see building houses wise, some people may, free will, but I think that's where this person is at. So yeah, quite possibly building a house, or renovating a house somewhere. Don't know, could be anywhere really. I'm not really getting any information on the actual location, but I'm sure you'll find out when you meet this person. Okay, pile 3. I hope that was helpful. I look forward to hearing when you meet this person, getting a nice vibe from them, and I will see you next time.